Um, Carpenter Real Estate, City of Noblesville, Noblesville Best Kids, First Merchants Bank, Noblesville Township Trustees, and Star Financial. We thank you for sponsoring tables today for us and inviting some guests to join us. We also want to thank we have a number of elected officials in the room, including our fine mayor, Mayor Jensen. Thank you for being your team here. Our city councilors, I see Aaron, and I know Megan Wiles is Smith, Aaron Smith and Megan Wiles, and I'm sure I'm going to miss others. It's always bad. Brian Ayer in the back. Thank you very much for being here. We appreciate your support. The partnership between the city and the school is obviously really important, and the city and the chamber is really important. So thank you for being here. And I will leave all of the school officials to our fine superintendent to address during her program. But we are thrilled to have so many of our educators in the room. You drive so much of what the good in our community. It starts right here on school campus, on all of the school campuses. And so we appreciate what you do, not only for our city and for the business community, but what you do for our families. Most of us have children that have either been in your schools or are going to be soon in your schools. And so we appreciate what you do every day and that sacrifice. So we're going to manually go through the buffet line. What does that mean? That means that we're going to release tables to go through the buffet line. Our goal is to do this in 1/2 hour so that we can stay on schedule for our programming. So hopefully you'll help us do that. And then we're going to also ask your flexibility to help bus your own table into the trash cans on the side walls here. That's just less work for our chamber volunteers and for some of the school staff here, and we appreciate it. And then you'll have a nice clean table for the program. So thank you for being here, and we'll be back at noon for some chamber commercials, and then right on to the superintendent for the annual State of the Schools, which is really why you're all here. So get back to your conversations, and we'll start releasing tables beginning over here for the buffet line. I just need a couple minutes over there first to prep. Thank you. I think we very close made the noon deadline for getting people through the buffet line, so thank you very much for helping us to do that. Your lunch today is provided by Nameless Catering, so we appreciate it very much. And our friends at Leo Marketplace provided some of the cookies here for today. And Leo's Marketplace, by the way, is just opened up on 146th Street. And I tell you, it's worth a stop because it looks like a gas station from the outside, a beautiful one. But you go inside and it's a true marketplace with lots of food, a lot of food you can prepared meals you can take home, but it is not your typical convenience store gas station, and they got a little drive-through out back. So it absolutely, I tell you, it's absolutely worth a stop in. So anyways, we appreciate them sharing their cookies with us. Also want to thank our friends at Hamilton County Television, Jim Wofford in the back capturing today, and Andy Schwickheimer, who is he's with the school team, but he does all the AV wonders and wizardry that it takes to put on today. So we appreciate in the back. But I also tell you that because today's presentation is recorded. So I just like to always let the audience know that. I want to give a shout out and hope you join with me in saying thank you to our Noblesville Jazz Quintet that performed today. We have some really talented kids in this district, in music and so many other things. We have a couple of chamber events coming up in the very near future. Our November is a little light month. We're doing our Coffees and Connect and coffee roasters with our WIN and our young professionals. In December, we traditionally do a holiday luncheon because we're trying to compact a year's worth of events in a shorter period of time. We are doing State of the Economy with our friends from First Merchants Bank. There will be a holiday component to it as well. So we'll have some of those festivities, but we'll also be able to hear a little bit about where our economy has been and where it's headed with some of the First Merchants experts. That is December 8th, and I think registration, if it's not open, it will open in the next day or two. Small Business Saturday, we want you to support our small businesses every day of the year, but in particular Small Business Saturday, we encourage you to post something on your social media feed about a good small business experience you have during that week. And we will be lighting the square as we traditionally do. It'll be Saturday and not the Friday night that we've normally done, but we'll be on the square at 6 p.m. on Saturday after Thanksgiving to light the square, and there might be a surprise visit from Santa, his first visit to the square for the year. So that is coming up, and then our legislative breakfast series, our legislative outlook with Kevin Brenniger, will be the second Friday of December, and that will be at Connor Prairie. The legislative session is always interesting. You never know what we learn about in November and December. Sometimes it isn't what we have in February and March, but Kevin does a really good job of laying out what the business priorities are for the business of the state. And so it's worth an hour of your time to attend that lunch. So, but we're really here about the schools, and they are a critical component to our economic development strategy, our community development strategy, and they do it in such a fantastic way. This past 18 months has been a real challenge for all of us, but particularly for the schools. And when we gathered last year, I think we were all amazed that the schools found a way to get our kids back in the classroom, and I think we all really saw the value of that, both from just a personal quality of life, right? Getting our kids out of our house while we're trying to also work from home, and back in the classroom where they can learn and interact with their friends in a different way. And they did such a fantastic job. There was a lot of great news. There's even more good news that you're going to hear today about the progress they have made over the year. But for our schools to stay strong, it takes all of us, not just our educators, not just our elected school board leaders. It takes all of us to make sure that our schools remain strong. And so that is a together program. And so you're going to see a theme today. I saw this little sneak preview, a theme today. And I'd just like to go to this Together We Can video, which leads in, and then Dr. Beth Niedermeyer, she needs no introduction. You all know her fairly well, and you're gonna see why we're so grateful that she leads this fine district that we're in. So, can we get to the video together?
Yes,
we can?
I can help you with that. Just.
Oh, are you doing? Our superintendent also is the AV specialist.
Why is it not working? Okay, so hold on. You know, for some reason it's not working, but we'll get it. No worries.
Was I supposed to click that?
Yeah, but it's not clicking. All right.
Imagine this picture in motion with wonderful music. Happy children.
You know what? We're used to this,
Envision
right?
it
You always
with me.
have a backup plan. Oh, I know what I did. It was user error. I know you find that hard to believe. All right, here we go. We are ready now, guys. Thanks for your patience.
Together we can learn.
Together we can work hard.
Together we can grow.
Together we can reach higher. Together we can empower others.
Together we can leave our heart.
Together we can go anywhere.
Together we can succeed. Together we can have fun.
Together we can make a difference.
Together we can challenge ourselves.
Together we can collaborate.
Together we can try new things.
Together we can be creative.
Together we can innovate.
Together we can play.
Together we can.
Together we can.
Together we can.
Juntos podemos.
Together we can.
Together we can.
Together we can do anything.
Well, thank you, Bob, and thanks to the Chamber for inviting me to speak today. I have to start off with a little funny story. When Bob started off and said, our goal is to get you guys through the line in 30 minutes, the table of teachers over here and said, that's a piece of cake. So if ever you have any problems, Bob, we'll just use the teachers because they can get us all into shape. I also want to recognize Adrian's Flowers for the lovely corsage and the plants on the stage that they provided. Thanks, Jim Wofford and Hamilton County TV for joining us as well. The video that we just saw highlighted our Noblesville Schools theme this year, Together We Can. Together we can accomplish tremendous success. So during the time today, I'm going to be talking about our academics, our support and care for our students, how we manage our operations, how we address all the challenges, and all the exciting things that we have to celebrate. So we're going to just jump right in. All right, so we've got our school board members with us today. So if the school board members wouldn't mind standing, we have a huge thanks for our school board for their tireless service to Noblesville Schools. We have with us our president, Joe Forgy, our vice president, Laura Allerding, and we have our secretary, Christy Crosser, and member Stephanie Lambert, and of course we have Lisa Sobek, who's also a member, but she wasn't able to join us, and sends her our best. All right, no organization this large can function without an amazing team of leaders, and I'm very fortunate to work with some of the best in the state. So I would love to have all of our district and building leaders please stand. This team has tremendous dedication to not only the students, but also to the Noblesville community. So thank you guys for all that you do. All right, our whole focus and everything that we're here to do is all about academic achievement. So academics, they are the heart of what we do, and we have a lot to be proud of. We're an A-rated district. Our academic data is above state and national averages. We've received 3 national recognitions, one for K-12 STEM education, and we're going to be talking a little bit more about that later, our advanced placement programming, and our music education. We've also received state and national recognition for robotics, band, choir, theater, speech, writing, and journalism. Our curriculum is aligned with the state academic standards, and we craft our instruction so everyone shows academic growth and achievement. We have a very diverse student population with varying needs, including 18% of our students who have physical, emotional learning disabilities, and 17% of our students who are academically gifted. We've always working hard to strengthen our programming and our services for students, and we've made some recent enhancements regarding our academics. We've added academic support to our very lean learning department, increasing expertise and supports for teachers to address student learning needs. We've offered alternative education programming both at the middle school and the high school level. And we've recently opened our Miller Academy Success Academy, which is located right across the hall, and it's designed to serve students who weren't finding success in a traditional high school. Students have additional support and flexibility as they work to complete their high school diploma. We've also increased our access to digital resources and virtual collaboration, and we've implemented a new growth and evaluation program to ensure highest quality teaching. This has been a multi-year collaboration with teachers and our leaders. In our efforts to always improve, we conduct a comprehensive study in a content area every year to evaluate student data, identify student learning needs, and strengthen programming. This year, we're focusing on our math program review for K-12. We've had a lot of questions recently raised about our curriculum. So to increase our transparency and awareness about what we teach and how it connects to academic standards, we've built out our website to include more detailed curriculum information for all grade levels and subjects. I really encourage you to spend some time reviewing the curriculum portion of our website, and some of our new learning team members have spent a time this summer working on that. I think you'll be very impressed by the work and what our teachers do every day in the classroom for our students. Science, technology, engineering, and math. One way that we deliver that instruction is through Project Lead the Way courses. Our course enrollment in this area has increased by 56% in the past 5 years. Noblesville Schools offers 14 different Project Lead the Way courses for middle and high school students, including classes such as robotics, biomedicine, cybersecurity, and aerospace engineering. We're also one of the few districts in the state to offer Project Lead the Way programming K-12 with elementary students exploring flight, engineering, robotics, and more. We've added just this year a new STEAM rotation for our elementaries, which is the STEM, science, technology, engineering, math, with an art component. And so these students work on robotics, weather, planets, construction, physics, magnet and pendulum painting, and more. So thanks to the students and staff that demonstrated that elementary programming today, I certainly hope that you had a chance to see our amazing students and what they're learning in those classes. I want to really give a big shout out to Metro Plastics for the $50,000 robot that they recently donated to Noblesville High School. It's been a real game changer for our students' programming and advanced manufacturing skill building. A key driver of our workforce development strategy is our high school internship program. And I want to give a shout out to Jeff Bryant. He is the former Noblesville High School principal who made that internship program possible. We're really proud that the program is the largest in the state with almost 300 students and over 120 businesses. A big thanks to our internship coordinators, Mark Wilkinson, who's here today, and his colleague Dan Nicholson for organizing all of those opportunities for our kids. I also want to thank our community businesses for supporting this important program. A special thanks goes to our long-standing internship partners like Associated Builders and Contractors, the City of Noblesville, the Noblesville Chamber, Gaylor Electric, Hare Chevrolet, and CVS. A big thank you to Duke for their recent $15,000 grant that will help fund student and business internship learning materials. Another great example of workforce development happening in our schools is our biomedical innovations class. The students were supposed to participate in an internship in the medical field, but COVID-19 made that impossible. So Noblesville High School teacher Caitlin Foy got creative and applied for a grant from the Noblesville Schools Education Foundation to bring an internship program in-house. Students spent a semester on real-world molecular research and DNA sequencing. Their novel gene research is currently being considered by the National Center for Biotechnology Information for Publication. This is a highly unique situation, and they were originally denied because they were in high school until their teacher explained and showed how they conducted actual novel research under the appropriate conditions. So let's keep our fingers crossed that they'll be able to get the recognition that they deserve in that national publication. We're also excited about the Hamilton County Career Center for Career Achievement, led by Director Carrie Lively, and Carrie's here today. We're so glad to have you. Carrie's an amazing leader with 15 years of experience in the field of education, and she's going to make sure that this program is very successful. This Career Center is a new shared cross-community program to support certified technical education, or what we call CTE classes, for our county's six school districts in the Hamilton County. It's an important part of our workforce development initiative that will not only increase opportunities for our students, but provide them with the skills they need to obtain employment in high-wage, skilled jobs. We've spent a lot of time looking at how we can take care of our students, particularly during this time with COVID-19. Thanks to the 2018 community referendum, we've been able to fund 49 new safety initiatives, and you can find the list of the specifics on our website, so I encourage you to check that out. We're grateful to the city and the Noblesville Police Department for partnering with us on our school resource officer program. This is definitely the best part of our safety program. In collaboration with Sergeant Andrew Rice, we developed a vulnerability assessment that all school resource officers will complete on a regular basis. This assessment identifies and evaluates all the potential risks. Another safety highlight is the implementation of our safety threat assessments. This is a systematic approach to investigating and addressing student threats led by a multidisciplinary team, including an administrator, a school resource officer, a social worker, and a counselor. This new approach helps us evaluate more quickly, accurately, and comprehensively when threats occur. We've also implemented an enhanced background check process for all of our volunteers and visitors at Noblesville Schools. They are all now required to have a comprehensive national background check on file. The new enhancements create consistency, and continuously monitor for arrests anywhere in the United States so that we can better evaluate visitor safety in between those background check periods. Our safety dogs are now able to detect both guns and narcotics. They roam our school buildings on a random schedule in addition to working after school events and more. We're currently in the process of exploring safety screen panels and enhanced alert systems. You may have seen this story in the Indy Star or on Fox 59 News. We see multiple traffic safety violations every day. Therefore, we've equipped our buses with stop-arm cameras to catch violators. We've added 9 new cameras this year. We now have them on 48 buses in our high violation areas. We will equip our entire fleet of 123 buses with these cameras over the next decade as the buses age out for replacement. Just a reminder, you don't need to stop when there is a median between you and the bus, but all other times when you see that stop arm out, make sure you stop. We've really appreciated our collaboration with the Noblesville Police Department and the Hamilton County Prosecutor on this initiative. Thanks to the referendum again, we've implemented 32 new mental health initiatives. We have about 15% of our students who receive mental health services and with all of these additional programs. We've conducted over 33,000 individual sessions and over 2,000 group sessions to provide the much needed support for our students. The Noblesville Schools is part of the Noblesville Wellbeing Coalition with the city to offer guidance and support. Mayor, it's an honor to work alongside you, and we're so honored and appreciative of you asking us to partner with you on this work. Diversity, equity, inclusion is an important part of Noblesville Schools. There are some misconceptions about what it is and how it impacts our work. We addressed these in our community meetings in May and have provided extensive information on our website to answer these questions in this area. Thanks to the help of Shelley Bethel, our DEI director, who's here. Wait, Shelley. We will continue efforts in this area to ensure all students' needs are met and that all students feel valued, respected, and heard. Some of our goals in this area include building the skills and capacity of our staff for collaborative conversations surrounding diversity, equity, inclusion, increasing student access to colleges, universities, and alternate career paths after high school, and working to ensure support and access to top services for our multilingual families. Speaking of our multilingual families, we have over 50 home languages spoken in our schools. The top 5 languages other than English are Spanish, Arabic, Punjabi, Vietnamese, and Chinese. We've added staff to help support these students. Thanks to Wendy Nelson, our bilingual family liaison, for her work hosting our first ever multilingual family engagement night at Forest Park in August. We had over 300 attendees, and to help our families and students get enrolled, connect them to our schools, and share all the wonderful services that are available in our community. We also fulfill many needs for the 25% of our student population with limited financial resources. We have 125 students who are homeless, so we work very hard to ensure that they have what they need to be successful in school. Our social workers provide support, and they connect those families with resources. Serving our diverse student population is a very important part of our equity work. Social emotional learning is another way we ensure students have the skills they need to be successful in school and beyond. Businesses call these soft skills. In school, we call them citizenship skills. It's important that we teach students how to manage their own behaviors, be respectful of one another, accept differences, have a strong work ethic, persevere through challenges, and collaborate on teams. These are all skills that employers want in their employees, and we need students, these same skills in students, to be successful in school. These top skills that employers want to see, as reported by Indeed.com, are the same skills that the Noblesville Chamber members and other employees tell us that they need in their employees. Teachers work to integrate these skills into their lessons and their expectations for their students. As a part of these efforts, we also provide college and career counseling, classroom lessons focusing on strength and career inventories, and resume building and interview skill development. So how do we manage all of our operations? To plan for and manage student enrollment, we enlist the help from an expert demographer who forecasts enrollment for all of Hamilton County schools. He's been incredibly accurate in his projections for district enrollments over the past several years. The aging population and the dropping birth rates across the United States are also impacting Hamilton County. The demographic study drives our planning and all of our facility expansions. This year, our enrollment is up 109 students from last year, but of course, COVID really impacted the drop across all of our schools last year. While the city of Noblesville continues to grow, our student population is projected to plateau, as the same as other Hamilton school districts have already seen. The far east side, as you know, of Noblesville is growing rapidly, but that's Wayne Township, which falls under the Hamilton Southeastern School District, so that growth will not impact Noblesville Schools enrollment. Our first grade numbers and our Noblesville High School numbers are up. We knew that high school numbers would be up because we've been watching that big lump of students matriculate through our schools. Our Promise Road kindergarten population numbers are also up, prompting an additional add-on to that school to accommodate the growth. As our population shifts, we rebalance elementary boundaries, and so we can maximize all the facility space that we have. Funding is linked to enrollment, so careful monitoring of both is key to making good fiscal decisions. Our financial health is strong with a balanced budget, high credit rating, low interest rates, secure savings, and a strong bond capacity. The total property tax rate is expected to decrease for the third year in a row. Our underlying credit rating was reaffirmed by S&P as a AA+, contributing to decreased costs of borrowing. So an example of this, for our 2021 bonds, we received an all-in true interest cost of 2.11%. We're fortunate to have found an excellent new CFO, David Hortemiller, to replace Robin Phillips, who retired in September. He brings tremendous expertise and knowledge to keep us on a strong financial path. To be good fiscal stewards of our taxpayer dollars, we're continually looking for ways to reduce our costs. We recently saved $100,000 by renegotiating vendor contracts. We will continue to use and pursue cooperative purchasing agreements to generate cost savings. So our total budget is over $136 million. It's broken down into 5 funds. The largest fund is the education fund at $68 million, and that's salary and benefits. Operation fund is $25.6. The exempt debt is $7.6 million. Debt service is $15.8, and our referendum is $19 million. We're very appreciative to our state legislators who are responsive to our needs regarding flexibility with virtual learning and who recently approved a budget increase to K-12 schools. Thank you. I see Chuck Goodrich, Representative Chuck Goodrich is in the back there. Thank you for being here and for your continued support. Our referendum funds, oops, I went a little too fast, let me go back. Our referendum funds have also been critical in supporting this financial health. They're used in areas where we can't use bonds. So the 2018 referendum was earmarked specifically for safety, mental health, and teacher compensation. Please see our website. We've got a comprehensive list of all the specific items that we've spent that money on. Now to the federal funding. We're very fortunate that we received $3.9 million in federal funding to assist with COVID. We spent these funds on staffing, academic support programming, curriculum, instructional supplies, and professional learning. Our goal throughout all of this entire pandemic has been to keep students and staff healthy and in school. Most of last year's State of the School address focused on COVID. We're very pleased that we were able to manage to keep our schools open every day using the combination hybrid and in-person learning model for our secondary. This year, we've been able to reopen more activities and reduce quarantines to keep more kids in school. We began the school year with the masks optional, but this year we're dealing with a very different COVID than what we dealt with last year. The Delta variant exploded, forcing classroom and school closures, and it's much more contagious and it spread more quickly in our schools, forcing us to make adjustments and require masks. For several weeks, Noblesville had the highest positivity rates in the county among school-age kids. Also, it's important to note that schools who are requiring masks do not have to quarantine close contacts in the classroom, so that's helping us to meet our goal of keeping more students in school. We're continuing to monitor our data and medical guidance as we make adjustments to our COVID safety protocols. All of us in this room are tired of COVID, just like all of your businesses. It's really taken a toll on our staff. Our nurses, teachers, administrators have been inundated with challenges related to COVID, which has increased their workload considerably. Managing questions, contact tracing, assessing symptoms, addressing academic needs during and after quarantines, dealing with public complaints, and increased staff illness and coverage for those employees, the list of challenges goes on. This is our third year addressing COVID, so to put it in perspective, our current second graders have never had a school year without COVID. So to accommodate our staffing challenges, administrators in this room have been subbing in classrooms on a regular basis just to keep our schools open. I know many of you are dealing with COVID challenges as well within your own workforces. The labor shortages beyond COVID have impacted Noblesville as well. 3 months into school and we still have over 50 vacancies yet to be filled. Our transportation administrators are driving buses every day, and yet we still have drivers driving double routes to fill in, and it's causing delays in our services. For those of you who are parents, more than likely this has impacted your family this year. We're currently working on creative solutions to minimize the delays. Thanks for your patience with this. If you know any bus drivers, send them our way. Keeping our salaries and wages competitive has always been a priority for us, but it's even more so during this labor crisis. We are so grateful to the Noblesville community for supporting our last referendum. Thanks to these funds, teachers have received back-to-back record-breaking pay increases. These increases address pay gaps, ensure our teachers are competitively placed, and help us attract and retain top educators. The school board just approved on Tuesday night a new contract for teachers, giving them an average of an 8.7% increase this year and an average of a 3.7% increase next year. With this increase, Noblesville teachers are more competitively placed relative to other Hamilton County schools. All right, now it's time for the fun. We talked about the challenges, let's talk about the celebrations. Thanks to our Noblesville High School administrators and teachers, we had an amazing graduation celebration last year that was loved by all. The logistics and comprehensive planning that the high school did to pull this off was second to none. And you can tell from the photos, everyone had a wonderful time. The 2021 Noblesville High School graduates celebrated a record-setting $5.46 million in scholarships, a 76% increase over the previous year. They also saved their parents over $1 million in college tuition expenses, thanks to them taking so many of our dual credit classes. Every year, 4 teachers at different academic levels are selected for their commitment to students and their expertise in our craft. We're so fortunate to have these teachers with us today. These teachers are selected out of 750 teachers. I want to honor each of them today, so please stand when I call your name. This year's elementary winners are Paige Simonetto from Stony Creek and Dave Kimmel from North Elementary. And the middle school representative is Mika Kendrick from East Middle School. And the high school winner is Katie Hahn. Would you please join me in a round of applause? These are the ones that could whip this group into the line for 30 minutes really fast. So thank you. You guys do such a great job every day. Dr. Craig McCaffrey was selected as Principal of the Year for Central Indiana. Craig, please stand. Hey, Craig! Managing the 11th largest high school in the state with activities going on for 17 hours a day on some days is a huge undertaking. With 3,200 students and 350 teachers and staff, he has his hands full. He was selected by his peers for the relationships he develops with students, his expertise in problem solving, and for his empowering his faculty to find creative ways to best serve students. So congratulations, Dr. McCaffrey, well deserved. All right, Noblesville was named the best community for music education in 2021 by the National Association of Music Merchants Foundation for the 6th consecutive year in a row. Yeah, I know, that is worth it. That is amazing. Highlighting the district's strength in music, the Noblesville High School Jazz 1 class was recently accepted into the highly selective Essentially Ellington Jazz competition known as the Jazz Super Bowl. Noblesville High School earned a spot given to only 15 schools across the United States and Canada. And this is a video clip of when our students and director Bethany Robinson found out.
Massachusetts, directed by Eric Bush. Noblesville High.
I've watched that video so many times and it still gives me chills. Also, Bethany Robinson is in the top 25 considerations for the National Grammy Music Educator Award. What an incredible honor. Bethany, please stand and get a well-deserved round of applause. And thank you to you and all the students. The music today was just fabulous. Thank you so much. Our Noblesville High School girls soccer team won the state championship in the past 2 years in a row. Here's a clip of one of the last year's state championship winning goals. They had another great season this year as sectional champions. But our boys soccer team is going to be competing against Carmel for a state championship this Saturday, and our boys and girls cross-country teams are also competing at the state level this Saturday, so go Millers. Our Miller cheerleaders are going to the state championship also on Saturday, again this year. Our cheer team has had an amazing 5-year run with state championships in 2016, 17, and 20. They were also state runner-ups in 2018 and 19. Good luck to all of our student athletes this weekend. Our Miller Ambassador program has become incredibly popular. It's a comprehensive, behind-the-scenes learning experience for community leaders and parents to gain an understanding of how Noblesville Schools works. These Miller Ambassador graduates are partners in sharing the district's vision. We currently have 125 current and graduate ambassadors. Many are here today. So will all of the Miller Ambassadors please stand? Thank you so much for your support of Noblesville Schools. All right, we've had some expansions, and the principals of these schools say it best. So I'm just going to read quotes from them. Pat Haney, principal of Noble Cross Elementary, says that this new classroom wing will allow them to continue to provide exceptional learning experiences for their growing student population. Additionally, the expanded cafeteria means not just much needed space for lunch, but room for enrichment programming and before and after school care as well. Rob Lugo, principal of North Elementary, shared that as the oldest and smallest school in the district, space was desperately needed at North and will be a major enhancement to our school operations. North students can now take advantage of the expanded athletic and music instruction, eat lunch in a timely manner, and be together for school events comparable to all the other schools in the district. The renovations also create cost savings and efficiencies through updated restrooms and kitchen equipment. And now the community center, that's what it looks like when it's completely empty. We're so happy to be able to host today's event in this really unique, flexible space that provides all kinds of options for not only our students, but also for our Noblesville residents. We're in discussions now with a sponsor to name this room, and we hope to be sharing that news with you in the near future. In addition to housing the Miller Success Academy, which I already mentioned is across the hall, we also house the Hamilton-Boone County Co-op Limitless program. That provides education for young adults with special needs, and we also house in the evenings adult education classes. This space is also used as a public meeting place and for indoor team practices. Since we have over 14,000 hours of community programming every year in our facilities, this additional space was desperately needed. The community center features over 15,000 square feet, 2 large classrooms, 4 offices, a kitchen, and the space that we're in now, which is about 7,500 square feet. The building costs $6 million and has been financed through a bond without the use of referendum dollars or an increase in the tax rate. Okay, check out this drone footage of our new stadium, which has been talked about for decades. The current facility was built in 1969 when Noblesville population was just 12% of what it is today. The new build was more cost-effective than adding to the existing facility. We're financing the approximately $14 million project through a bond. The bond will be used to finance the stadium, cannot be used to fund staff, programs, student needs per state guidelines. Some highlights of the new stadium include 50% more seating to provide much-needed space for fans and visitors, and if you've been to any of our games in the past couple of years, it's standing room only. We've expanded our concessions and restrooms, on-site parking. It's now part of the high school campus to allow for safe access to the field. We've redesigned the crowd flow to better monitor and manage large student groups. We've enhanced LED lighting, have a band director stand, locker rooms for home and away teams, up-to-date broadcast technology capabilities, practice fields which are already being used by our high school PE classes and band, athletic training space, and additional storage. And I couldn't be more excited to announce that the new facility will be named Beaver Material Stadium. So we are so happy that the Beaver family, would you please stand, Chris and Allie? The Beaver family have been longtime supporters of Noblesville Schools. We're so appreciative of their work with us, and we thank them for their support on this project. So we will be seeking a new naming partner for our existing Beaver material fields when that contract expires, and that field's going to continue to be used for lacrosse, rugby, and band. The new stadium is going to open in April for track, and our grand opening celebration will be on July 29th for our back-to-school bash. All right, coming up, this is a rendering of our proposed Noblesville High School tennis facilities. We will have 12 courts on Field Drive across from Noblesville East Middle School. Construction is scheduled to begin in September 1 with expected completion May of 2022. The cost is $4 million, which will be financed through a bond, and again, no increase in the tax rate and no use of referendum funds or classroom dollars. The new courts allow us to meet the demand and continued growth at Noblesville High School for an expanded tennis program. Our current courts are shared by the high school and East Middle School. We're going to still use and maintain the current courts for the middle school tennis and for public access. This is part of our campus area in the corner of Noblesville that stretches from White River Elementary to this tennis property, which also includes the high school, our soccer complex, our cross-country course, our current Beaver Field facility, the Noblesville Schools Community Center, Noblesville East Middle School, and the new Beaver Materials Stadium. Some other projects that we have finished include the interior renovation of Hazeldale Elementary to address the growing needs there, the addition of a soccer shelter with changing rooms that can also be used for weather emergencies, and it's already come in handy during some lightning storms we've had, and a new district maintenance storage facility. I've mentioned that we're always looking for ways that we can reduce costs. Our solar energy projects are yet another example of fiscal prudence. We're able to save money, reduce environmental impacts, and create learning opportunities, all while utilizing our vacant land more efficiently. This is a win for students, staff, and the community. With 2 million square feet under roof, 550 acres, and more than 10,000 students to serve, energy is one of our largest costs after staff salaries. Almost $1.5 million a year are spent on energy expenses for lighting, heating, air, and technology. So we're pleased to report that in just 8 months this year, we generated $82,000 in electricity savings, and we're expected to generate nearly $8 million in energy savings over the next 30 years. This fiscal benefit means that we're able to direct more funding to teachers and classrooms and to more accurately project our energy costs over the next few decades. This solar initiative also provides educational opportunities for students to observe and study energy use. We have solar panels now near White River Elementary, Promise Road Elementary, and by the Transportation Center on Hague Road. And our last celebration is about our roundabout art sculpture. We had a community contest in 2019 to seek design inspiration for the project, and out of all the submissions, there were 5 that featured the prominent N. So the black and gold N design has become iconic, and it's recognized throughout our entire community. It honors Noblesville Schools students, staff, alumni, and families, past, present, and future. We hope this becomes a special landmark for the community to enjoy for many years to come. A big thanks to the City of Noblesville and Nickel Plates Arts for their support with this project. We thought it was going to be farther along, but we've had a lot of rain lately, so be watching that roundabout. It'll be coming soon. All right, that's it. I want to thank you all for being here and for taking time to listen to what's been going on in Noblesville Schools. I want to thank each of you. I want to thank the Chamber of Commerce for your continued support of Noblesville. We're really grateful. I also would be remiss if I didn't thank our team. Dr. Dave Mundy, Andy Swickheimer, Marnie Cook, and all of their team that put this room together. This is the largest group we've had so far in this room, and we wanted everything to be perfect. So thanks to all of our team for putting it together. If any of you have questions, I'll be sticking around. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. Thanks so much for being here. Take care.